What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Big Things Kentucky. You know, with the Sweet 16 going on this week, we had our special Sweet 16 episode with Jared Peck. This week, we're going to go on and get ready for baseball season since it's kicking off. Coach Bew, how you feeling about baseball, softball season starting?
Feeling good, Coach. I'm glad you finally got Coach Brooks on what you did to him. You kept ducking and dodging, but you finally got him on. Here's that interview with Coach Eddie Brooks of President Douglas High School. Coach Brooks, I'm sorry it took so long for Coach Truck to get you on. I've been trying, but I don't know what it is against. I don't know what he got against you. I don't know, but I finally talked to him to have you on, Coach Brooks. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I want to thank both of you guys for having me on and back and taking that message I sent to you for Twitter. It's time to step your game up and get to baseball. I know y'all know the hardwood and the pigskin a little bit, but I'm sorry, but baseball in this town is something special. It's players fly out of here with baseball. I think there's 5 Lexington kids on the MLB opening roster right now. It is crazy the amount of talent that rolls through here year in, year out.
Well, yes, sir. Last time we had baseball, we actually had a state champion with Taste Creek. You know that, and that was a joy watching those guys win it. Coach, man, just what have you been doing? You know that you had a team. I know last year was supposed to be the year you guys were kind of making your announcement, and things fell off. So, what have you been doing to keep this talented team in stock?
Well, it's just basically a lot of emails back and forth, and because we couldn't, with our rules in COVID, we were not allowed to officially meet or start anything or preparation until February 22nd. So it's what 680 some odd days since the last time that we played a game, and it was like 4 days short of a year before I was with the kids again. So at that point, you just keep sending out, push out information, videos for them to stay ready, stay in shape. The great thing about our program is we have a lot of kids that play multiple sports. You got Dane Key, which everybody knows, Ty Bryant, Cam Dunn, Caden Johnson, Josiah Kennedy. I'm sure I've left off a couple, and I apologize to them. But on the basketball side, you got a Leighton Harris, you got Julia Sears. So over at our school, we love multi-sport kids.
Now, one of those kids, Taryn Hicks, I know he's one of the kids too. Yeah.
Taryn Hicks, Tariq Hicks. I mean, the list goes on and on. Like I said, I'm blessed with tremendous young men. What more could a coach ask for? They're all excel in the classroom as well as on both fields of play. Football, basketball, or in my case, baseball. So, they love to compete, and that's what we do at practice. We try to find ways to compete. We inter-squatted like 4 times this fall when the weather was nice. And I think along with them, and I can say this for anybody pretty much across the state, we're all ready to go. We're tired of practicing. We're tired. We want to see somebody in a different uniform across the field, and let's find out how good or bad we are and what we need to improve to get better.
Now, Coach, man, I know you've done a lot with the youth leagues. I've seen you in and out of the youth baseball. What do you contribute to the strength of Lexington baseball?
Its biggest strength is it goes all the way back for the younger guys. It's just great coaching, and unfortunately it's starting to change a little bit now, the dynamics. But baseball growing up was one of the sports that no matter what your size was, you could play it. So you would get a lot of late bloomers. You take myself for existence. I played football, baseball, and basketball all the way up until I was 15 years old. I gave up football and basketball, football being my best sport, because at the time at 15, I was 5'6". So I'm like, I'm not going to play. Well, for us in my era, obviously you're around my age, we were in what we call junior high school. I'm a 9th grader at 5'6". But when I gave them all up, now I enroll at Lafayette at 6'2". So at that point, I've already given them all up, and now I'm 6'2", I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm faster, and was lucky to progress on and go where I did in baseball. And I think and with basketball and football, it's so much, you got to be bigger, stronger now to play, where baseball is, you can still play it. And I think that keeps people invested longer. And then in turn, they end up becoming better on the long run. And hey, let's face it, if you make it in baseball, you're set for life, because those contracts are ridiculous now.
Yeah.
But to follow up on what Coach Truck said, I remember my son played for you as a 7th grade. It was Andre. He played for you, and that was a loaded freshman team you had. You had, I think, Byron Smith, who ended up finishing Taste Creek.
Yep.
That shows how you develop kids and how interested you are about the youth. And I thought that was great. I was like, man, they lumps. But as you see, as they got older, a lot of them kids finished with you, Bryson Hobbs, kids like that finished with you at Bryan Station.
Yeah.
How kids develop in your system and your coaches and how you did things.
Well, thank you. Unlike any other sport, baseball to me, it's a marathon. You've got to let these kids give them time to develop. We're not throwing all of our eggs in and preparing for one game a week in football and basketball. You got multiple days to compare because you play 2 games a week. Baseball, you play every day. So I'm not as concerned with where we start as I am with where we end. And, and that's the big picture. I'm like, fellas, hey, just because we start in the back don't mean we got to finish back. I said, I'm excited for this year. We got our hands full tonight with a doubleheader against the number 14 team in the state in Lafayette. So it's no time but now to go.
Now, Coach, man, you talking about that marathon. What's our goals at the end of this, Coach? Where we planning on being, Coach? I know I want to be in Applebee's Park, but
we will be the last high school team to win to win a game.
Yes, sir, Coach.
I think that's everybody's goal, and we have some pieces to do it. Whether or not we can or not, you got to have a break or two. But I feel we have it all the pieces. Now it's just our staff and the kids and getting that lucky break, because it ain't gonna be no easy task. I mean, you got to go through right now just preseason. You got Catholic, LCA is at 11. Henry Clay is at 10. LCA is at 11 in the state. Catholic is 12 in the state. Lafayette is 14 in the state. Taste Creek is 23 in the state. Madison Central, who's in my region, is 15th in the state. They're not going to just roll over for us. So,
now, Coach, I know one of the big things when we talk baseball, we got to talk pitching, Coach. How's our pitching staff this season, Coach?
They're young, but they're extremely talented. I have a kid by the name of Gavin Faulkner, who's already committed to EKU to play baseball. He's a junior. I have another kid by the name of Thomas Howard, football kid, already committed to the University of Louisville baseball. I got a kid by the name of Leighton Harris that is getting a lot of interest in. He's a freshman. I have another kid by the name of Braxton Burris who started throwing well, junior, and have Tariq Hicks, who's been lights out and getting some college interests. I've gotten a couple of letters from him recently from Michigan State and UT Martin and some school, Cincinnati and schools like that. So, but there again, everybody I said was juniors and younger. So it's there. We just got to go. They need to go. They need to go show it. We didn't play last year. I think it hurt us, but at the same point in time, we still return more than anybody else back at the varsity level, because all these kids has been with me since we opened the school up as 7th and 8th graders playing varsity and getting their heads beat in.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like this is one of your best teams, Coach, from top to bottom?
Like anything else on paper, definitely. You'll have to answer me at the end of this year, and I can answer that question better. But like I said, on paper wise, yes, it's they got their hands full to do with what a couple of my teams did over at your alma mater, because we had that one year we had a great run. We went 28-7. Had Mr. Baseball on that team and Ryan Combs. So potential wise, this team has more players, more dynamic kids than that team did. But that team played as a team and they played as one, and that's where we've got to get to. We don't have room for 9 individuals out there playing. If we start what I call, one team, one beat, we got a chance to be special.
All right, Coach. Well, it sounds like we're looking forward to big things out of the Bronco baseball team, Coach. we'll have a game. Y'all start out playing actually Tuesday this week, and we'll check y'all out and stay in touch, Coach.
Hey, yes, sir. Thanks for having me, and I hope to see y'all cover some Bronco baseball.
Yes,
Coach
sir.
Brooks, I promise you, this won't be the last time we have you on. I think I finally got him to convert over. He was tough, right, Coach? I apologize.
He's riding with everybody but us right now. I don't know.
We ain't had a season, Coach. We ain't had a season. I'm ready, Coach.
Don't start out the gate slow, because he ain't gonna ride with you now either. He could be out of here.
He gone. I know it. But
man, like he said, we have some great baseball in the Lexington area. The last time we played baseball, we had a state champion in the Taste Creek team. This Douglas team should do big things, but like he said, there's a lot of good teams in the area that we will be catching up with. Lots to look out for, Coach.
Coach, on the other side of the coin, we sat down with Lafayette softball coach Dan Grantz. He talked about his girls, the upcoming season, and how it was during the COVID break.
Coach, man, how's it going, Coach?
It's going really well. We are so excited to be back on the field. Words can't express. It feels like it's been almost 2 years now. And gosh, not only are the coaches ready, but the girls have been chomping at the bit. The parents are ready. And we just couldn't be more excited after losing the entire season last year. It's just too much to bear. So all the energy, you can just see it play out there on the field. We finally had a couple scrimmages under our belt, and we played last night. So it was just amazing. So really excited to be back.
Now, Coach, consider you missed the whole regular season last year. Did you encourage your girls to get out and play in leagues and play travel softball to stay in shape and stay in a routine?
Yes, sir. In fact, we had some Zoom meetings. We tried to send content to them, things they could work on at home. And more importantly, mental health. Like we just tried to get the girls together to just see each other, talk and kind of connect again, because, girls in the sports, it's just something that they just, that's why they're there. They're there to be part of a team, be part of something bigger than themselves, and really contribute to something. And man, when you take that physical connection away, they can't see each other and go through their normal routines. It's really been tough. And even with school and everything else, it's a lot to ask for these kids to try to figure it out. We're here as parents and coaches and things to try to support them, but when we can't be there either to guide them, we don't know what it's like at home or what they're struggling with. It can be tough. So for me, I think this is a good release for them to get out there again, stretch your legs, really work out, break a sweat, and start competing again.
Now, Coach, this is your third year, but actually your second year, because after taking over the first year, you guys won the district tournament, lost in the second round of the regionals. Then, coming back that next year, you had the COVID season. So, Coach, man, just kind of, introduce us to Coach Dan Grantz of Lafayette softball team, Coach.
Yeah, so I've been doing this for a while. I've coached travel ball since my kids were in 8U. It's going on about 12 years now. So 10 years now, sorry. I was coaching here at Lafayette as an assistant coach, and we ran a freshman team for a little while. So I've been here about 6 years total. And I think one of the things that we've been able to do is kind of change the culture, really get the kids to buy into the process instead of, it's all about me and all that stuff. So we really try to teach them how to be part of a team, really work hard, fast pace, putting in the time, work. And so we did encourage our kids to go play travel ball and compete at their respective age levels to go get that experience and then bring that back and let's connect. And now you're on, everyone has a role. So if I'm a young kid, I'm trying to learn from the older girls, and we expect the older girls to provide leadership. So for me, my philosophy has always been to really find the kids and what their roles are so they can develop and try to progress. And as they get older, then those roles change. And honestly, once they buy into the kind of the process and the system, I think they settle in, they start to get comfortable, they get in a routine, and then they start to really flourish. So I really like seeing the girls. Since I've been here 6 years, we've seen those younger girls that have graduated we've had a lot of nice graduates here go on to play ball at the next level. It was really sad to see our seniors last year didn't get recognized on the field. We had one scrimmage before it got shut down. So I guess for me, I just wanted to kind of, speak to that for a minute. I think last year we had 4 seniors that didn't get to play. 3 of them went on to go to the next level. So Carly Jeter's now playing for Transy University. We had 2 senior pitchers coming back, Lucy Basehart, who's now playing for Center College. Those 2 kids were really ready to go, and they were thrown at a high level. So we were looking to compete for a state title last year. One thing that we were proud of, we were talking about changing the culture. We had won our district tournament 3 years in a row for the 43rd district. So we were looking to try to make it a 4th and really compete. And that's, I think, not getting that opportunity and getting knocked out of the region the previous year to Woodford County, it was like a missed opportunity. We were competitive in that game, and we were starting 5 freshmen that game. I take that back. I'm sorry. They were 8th graders. It was 2 years ago. There were 5 8th graders that year. And to think about that and where we were with 2 senior pitchers, and we had, 2 other seniors and a couple of juniors on the team at the time, it seems like everything was just set up for success. So when you take that away, the girls were just deflated. So trying to get that momentum back and pick up where we left off, you can see there's definitely a gap where even though the kids are working at home, they may not have progressed as much as they would have if they were on the field. Last year, we were preseason 4th and top 10 in another poll. And this year in the preseason coaches poll, we're 12th, but it was so difficult to rank this year. Nobody had seen the kids. So I'm not too worried about preseason rankings, but in general, yes, if you look at our schedule, we're playing at least, I think 15 of the top 30 teams on that list. So we have a really tough schedule to help cut our teeth and try to get some really good experience. And in fact, speaking of this year, we have, again, 4 seniors coming back. 3 of those are starters. So the first one is Natalie Henry. She's signed with a Division I college in Western Carolina, plays second base and some middle infield for us. Led off last night with a home run to start her senior season. I mean, gosh, who would have known, what she could have done last year and leading into this year, but great start to her season. She's a leader on the field and even off the field for the girls, is setting she's a great role model for them and setting the standard for them. And then my daughter is one of the other seniors. Her name is Riley Grantz. She's playing third base for us. Both of those girls were picked top in their region by the coaches poll. So those kids are really going to be our on and off the field leaders this year. Riley's coming off of a shoulder injury, and in her situation, she had to sit out her sophomore year due to that injury. Couldn't play. So then junior year, she was going to come back, and because of that, she wasn't able to compete. So she's really been chomping at the bit. And so
this is like really her only year of playing in her high school career?
No, she played as an 8th grader.
Oh, okay.
And was able to play varsity that year and actually contributed to a team. Her and Maddie Burke at the time were our top hitters as an 8th grader, which was kind of neat for her to actually have that success. But and she was able to contribute in other ways over the last couple of years. So changing the culture, running practices, coaching on the sidelines with us, doing drills with like her legs and glove work and all that kind of stuff. So she's still able to help. And I think so now that she can actually help on the field is just a change for her, and she's trying to get back into the swing of things. But those 2 kids are just gonna, their seasons, I can only imagine what they're gonna end up doing here in the district and region and across the state.
You speak about it, and I know a lot of people do it with the younger kids, the 8th grade young ladies, bringing them in and stuff, and then do you feel like that's big for your program for the future of it? And to build that strong roots from early on?
Yes, sir. In Fayette County, we don't have middle school baseball and softball. So we're actually behind when you compare us to the counties. They can set middle school programs to look like their high school programs early and then those kids can develop, and then, you know, they've got a great feeder system. Here in Fayette County, I mean, they're all over the place. I can pull kids from one middle school or another middle school, and then they don't even go to school together till they get into high school, or we get them. And so they have to learn each other and get comfortable, and then get into the routines and that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit more of a process to get the younger kids in, but there's no doubt if the kid's talented, they're going to play. So we try to create opportunities for them. And the year that, you know, those eighth graders are now sophomores this year. We had 10 sophomores that year. We actually have 11 this year that are playing for us. And most of those kids are starting for us. And I wanted to mention some of those are actually 3 of our pitchers are all sophomores this year. So but they didn't get to really compete last year. So now this is their first chance to be seen, and people just aren't aware. And you never know what they're going to do until they get out there. But man, in the scrimmages in our first 2 games, these kids are lighting it up. So they're all pitching greater than 60 miles an hour. They're spinning it well. They all bring a little something different to the table. So I want to mention some names. I think you're going to hear these names in the region moving forward. But Trinity Bridges is one of our kids that's come out. She's really moving the ball well and throwing at a high level, hitting her spots. And I think you're going to see her name pop up over and over again when you start looking at some of the better pitchers in Central Kentucky. Leah Holland is right there with her. She brings some different pitches to the table and is hitting her spots. Leah is actually going to make some noise as a hitter in the region just because of her power and consistency. She's got a great swing, a great bat, sees the ball well, and is just going to contribute in both of those areas for us. And then we have a lefty pitcher who also throws some heat, and her name is Claire Cronin. And those 3 kids as sophomores, to be able to just contribute over the years, they've been able to get a lot of great experience in travel ball and bring that here to the high school game. So to have them all on the same team, I know other teams aren't that deep in pitching. So even though we're young, I think we've got a lot of young experience and talent. So I'm really excited for them.
Now, what's your goals for the team for this season, Coach?
Well, we have specific goals. So our goal is to get through regions so that we can make it to state. That's our goal. And we strive to be competitive. So in every game, no matter what happens, whether we win or lose, we just want to make sure we're competitive. So every kid is trying to go as hard as they can, making mistakes full speed, whatever it takes to get that extra base. Just want to be really competitive and play with some confidence. If you don't have confidence, you got to figure out, you know, what can we do that you can contribute to get you that confidence, and we'll build on it. And it's worked. I mean, the kids, they've all responded well, and they've all got different talents. So we just try to use that, you know, whether they have speed on the bases or they have good gloves and trying to get them in the field when we can. I think you're going to see that our kids are really competitive, and that's what makes them a top tier team in the state. And to answer the question whether or not we'll get there to state is another question. We're actually playing a lot of the 7th district teams, a lot of Louisville teams that are historically better, teams like Mail and you know, even the Woodford counties and
Coach Grantz, man, let me tell you something. I'm telling you, we got to talk to you and Coach Shaw. The schedule y'all be making, y'all be going through murderer's row here, man. You got to lighten up on yourself. But I guess it will get you prepared for, as Coach Shaw said, get you prepared for make a state run. You feel like that's the biggest thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm not sure if you guys probably know this, but this year, last year and the year before, they've done this thing now where they group you into regions. So the first 4 regions are playing, they call it semi-state. Mm-hmm. And so each semi-state so if you win your region, the 4 regions for that semi-state group will go play at a college. Mm-hmm. And the colleges may change. Like our regions went to Northern Kentucky for their semi-state game, and then we all finish up here at University of Kentucky. Mm-hmm. So that's the new layout. It used to be in Owensboro. And everybody would go and we'd use the fields out there. I think the semi-state model is probably a greater opportunity for the kids because they get to play on these big college fields and get some real experience. And so I'm excited. I think KHSAA, they've they've written their COVID rules, and they want to make this season happen. So, hopefully we'll get there.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate you coming on, man. We wish y'all the best of luck. Keep a lookout for the Lady Generals. Coach, we will be there. Hey, as always, we win and we ride. Coach Bew, I'm picking the Generals.
Coach, I got one problem though, Coach. You gotta leave my defenders alone. Can't keep beating up my defenders, that Coach. It'll be a long year. We ain't gonna bite you on no more. Keep beating up my lady defenders.
Hey,
I love
let
you,
me
team.
let me tell you something. We played them last night, and Hector has done a fantastic job with that group. I want to say it on record. That guy is like my coach of the year nomination right now. What he's done with that program and turn that around and see those kids play, man. They love it. They love him. They love the atmosphere there. Bryan Station's got a great group over there. Always love playing them and seeing Hector again. He's one of my good friends in the coaching ranks, and I always see him working hard, trying to learn and he's going to these NFCA conferences and things with us. And, he's doing some great things over there.
All right, cool.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Man, Lafayette is coming in with high expectations. One thing we know about any sport in this region, outside of my Frederick Douglass Broncos and football, anything can happen. So, man, hopefully, we look forward to big things out of Lady Generals. Your defenders played them close for the opening season game. So, a lot of people, like he even said, are saying, look out for the defenders program. This softball season is going to be interesting, Coach.
Absolutely. I'm excited on the baseball side and the softball side. Frederick Douglass got a lot of young talent, mostly juniors, who've been with him since their 7th grade. Same thing with Lafayette softball, a lot of young girls, and defenders softball, a lot of young ladies on there playing early on. So, Coach, sky's the limit for softball and baseball in the city of Lexington for years to come. As always, there should be a living donor. For me, my guy, Coach TB on assignment. Coach Truck, anything else?
Hey,